Hello and welcome back to Ark Raiders on the PS5. We've jumped in to a raid and we just unlocked Spaceport. So this is it's a bit more spread out. So we're just gonna I've not actually come across any loot containers as yet. I found a couple of herbs. But what I like to do is, certainly at this point, I'm just going through the free loadouts, especially on maps I'm not familiar with. That's coming over here. Don't like that. Yeah, my interactions with Ark have not been very successful. And because we've got the free loadout, we've got quite a basic weapon as well. So I don't really want to be engaging at this point. I'm just trying to get a feel for the maps. Hopefully grab some good loot and get out alive. The spaceport itself, as I say, I've not come across an awful lot of loot at the moment. It looks like it could be areas. That's I'm going to try and avoid the Ark. Let's have a look on our map for the points of interest and the good loot stuff. So if we head over,
let's go to the rocket assembly.
Yeah, as he says, let's go over to the rocket assembly. So we've got that on our heads-up display over here. I think this might be a bit dodgy because this is where we saw that Ark patrolling. So we'll just be a little bit more careful around here. And that's the thing, even though it's a free loadout, well, that's a car alarm that will go off there. So the other cars have got those little red dots on, and as you get close to them, they'll go off and attract Ark. So we're not too far away from that point of interest. What's that over there? Let's hope there's none of those horrible little circle things in here. Let's set you on fire.
Steel spring.
So believe it or not, that's the first things that I've looted. I mean, I wasn't that far into the raid when you joined me, but I'd had, for full disclosure, just before that, I jumped into the first raid, and yeah, I lasted all of 5 minutes. It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. Yeah, I think sometimes it can be quite brutal, and on other occasions you can be largely undisturbed and get around and do a good bit of looting. So as I say, we are relatively early into our gameplay here. So the aim really is just to build up a bit of map knowledge and pick up the craftable materials just so that we can start to unlock things and hopefully craft a little bit better gear so that we can take on some of the tasks. Because at the moment, I think one of my tasks that I've had quite a long time is just to take down 2 Ark. And whenever I've engaged one, it's not really ended very well for me. Because they are actually really mobile. So the kind of level of ones that I'm looking at the moment are the drone type ones, which by the time I've kind of focused my aim on them, they've probably repositioned and electrocuted me and half killed me. Obviously a skill issue. So I tend just to grab everything, as you can probably see at the moment. So let's have another little look at our map and see whether we've got an extraction point. We need a hatch key for that one. That one is going to close very soon. Don't think we'll get there in time. So this is looking like our best
Let's head home
option,
with the central elevator.
which we can mark there with a waypoint. So I've not got masses of great loot, but I have had a little wander around the map.
Hey, don't shoot!
So as you can see, there's a couple of emotes there. So if you run into other players, then hopefully if you say don't shoot, that shows you are friendly. That's no guarantee that they'll accept that. And of course, if they were going to shoot you, they could very easily say don't shoot and sneak up behind you. So I would recommend just having a little look around. What I would say is, for extraction shooters, largely my experience has been, well, that's quite a drop. So we need to get across there. Yeah, sorry, my experience has largely been that they'll kind of let you go about your own day, which is nice, because on a lot of the extraction shooters, and my experience is largely request a supply drop. I've not seen that before. Sorry, I got distracted because I didn't know what that was. Hopefully, is that going to mean something comes and lands here for us? There's something happening. Okay, looks more like a firework. And there's a machine heading over, which we don't want any part of, thank you. Yeah, generally in extraction shooters... Well, there's a balloon over there. Can I get down here? Yeah, other players are just as well. Oh. Okay, so they took my supply drop. Okay, well that's a new mechanic on me anyway. So we need to get up the ladder. So that got us down the other side quite nicely. And we dodged the drone, the ARC drone there. Yeah, I imagine as you get further into the gameplay, it will be the case that people get up. Oh, that's two of them. That's not going well for me. So hopefully we've managed to dodge them there. Nope. That's me done. So there's no way we're going to make it to an extraction here. So we could just hit the X button to basically get back to Speranza. So as you can see, early in game, when you're not that kitted, you haven't got great shields or weaponry, it's going to be more difficult to take the ARC down. So we got spotted there and just didn't have the weaponry to stand up to that. Okay. So the ARC will have weak spots. Let's see what scrap he's got for us. He's got some consumables there. And that means that what we can do... I'm pretty sure I needed wires for somebody. So I'll just go and have a look.
It's hard remembering faces when people wear their helmets indoors.
Very true, Celeste. Very true. So you can see here that the currency here is seeds to unlock.
Don't go causing any trouble.
I don't know whether we need the blueprints to be able to craft those actually. So we need 60 seeds, we have 61. That's topside material that's epic to create advanced weapons. What else do we have here? Extras mode. That's to make better materials. And the other ones unlock. Sorry, so there's also, they unlock at higher levels as well. Okay. Let's see what Shani's got for us. Do we have any quests to surrender?
It's the only way to fix reinforced concrete.
Okay, so then let's just go back to our workshop and we'll have a look at our inventory because I imagine that's getting pretty stacked at the moment. Yeah, that's although I say that, I don't think we've made it out alive from the last 2 raids. So I'm going to do another free loadout, I think. And so you could probably just about make up there that on each of the areas it will show as well a difficulty level. So we got a difficulty of 2 there. We've got an electromagnetic storm, which is more difficult. Oh, so you can get struck by lightning. That's quite interesting. We got the buried city, which is slightly more difficult, and we got the option of a night raid, which jumps right up to the top of the difficulty. Spaceport is a 3, but it didn't seem to have as much loot. And then we got the hidden bunker, which isn't available to us anymore. Stella Montis, a secluded research facility. So there's a bit of range there to the different areas. I am going to go to the damn battlegrounds because that's the old faithful. It's the easiest one, and there's quite a bit of loot nearby, which means that we can essentially set a waypoint to an extraction point and loot what we can on our way there. And then it'd be nice once I start to level up and get some weapons to actually go in a bit more kitted and take on some fights with the Ark, just to try and go through our different objectives. Off we go. So this looks like a slightly different spawn point, but hopefully what we can get, so straight away we've got some lootable areas here, is I'd quite like to find an apricot and some lemons for our friend Scrappy. So again, similar to the last free loadout, we've got just a light weapon, we've got a bandage, adrenaline shot and a couple of smoke grenades there. What it does mean with the free loadout is that you don't have a safe pocket. So a safe pocket means that whatever you put in there, even when you get knocked out in the raid, that will make it into the extract with you. So you're not at risk of losing it essentially. Let's have a little look around our immediate area, see what we can loot. I do like the kind of the theming and the aesthetic of this. It's kind of a cross between Fortnite and Fallout in that respect. And there's a bit of depth as well. So we've got skins like you would have in Fortnite. I think they call them decks. So that as you earn points, then you can convert that into some aesthetics and upgrades and even some in-game currency. Albeit, as you can imagine, very small amounts. So I imagine there's people that have got many, many hours already invested into this game. And I can understand the hype around it, especially if you can build up a bit of a squad and go in, because I did enjoy some of the battle royale type stuff, but that can sometimes be a really steep learning curve. The fact that these are empty means that someone's been here, or unless my memory's that bad that it was me that looted them, and that is entirely possible. So let's have a look at our map. That's going to be closing shortly. We need a key for that one. That's also going to be closing shortly. Let's try and think of somewhere that we've not been.
Head home at the central swamp lift.
Central swamp lift. This looks a bit greener over here. When we're running, we can hit the circle button to do a slide, which will take less stamina. And I have, on my skill tree, chosen to invest that into the stamina related stuff first and foremost. So here what you can see is one of the raider hatches. So if you're fortunate enough to have a raider hatch key, let's make sure there's nothing around there, then you can extract without having to wait for the countdown and without the noise and the risk of the arc pinning you down. Nothing much in here. So I'll make our way over to our location pin there. See what we can find on the way over. So on the other skill trees you can also improve your agility as well. So the swamps, as you'd imagine, are a little bit less populated. But it is good to explore different areas of the map. The maps, as you can see, are pretty big actually. Is that a big arc that's been taken down there? Is that one of those big spider type ones? There's a lot of drones around it. And we don't want to get spotted, thank you very much. That never ends well. I would like to be able to go and see that though. So that looks like it was a big old I don't know whether we can loot this or not. I mean, God, I wouldn't like to have fought that. That's not. That would take some taking down, surely. Okay, so that isn't that one of the loot drop things, that noise? So as you saw on the previous raid, you can request a loot drop. It looks like somebody's done that and already gone through it actually. this looks like it could have some loot in. Let's have a look at our map. Whereabouts are we? So this is a yellow risk area. So that means that the loot is not going to be top tier, but that also means that the difficulty is not going to be either. So that seems like a good fit for me, thank you. Okay, that was a noise. What was that? So we'll just crouch to not have our footsteps echoing all the way through and alert everything within miles around us, just so we can scope out the different areas. Let's go about our usual business of loot everything. Oh dear. Don't want to be in an enclosed area with that, thank you very much. So as you can see, my approach to combat is, certainly at this point, run away. Oh no. Need to find a bit of cover because that's about the only chance we're going to have. God. Let's get back into cover. Oh, there's two of them. Oh dear, we're down again. So with no obvious way out, I think we just go surrender. There's not an awful lot we're going to be able to do. So them's the breaks really. Is I found that quite often I can go into the raids and quite casually just loot stuff and get back out, and then on other occasions, you know, once you're spotted, I think certainly when you're going in with a free kit, once you're spotted it's pretty much game over. But we'll have a little look, see if Scrappy has, so each time we go into raids, Scrappy's going to bring us stuff back. Good old Scrappy. And then what we'll do for this video is we'll do one more raid. So it looks like, so when we've got something available to us, you see that little yellow circle, so that's prompted me that we've got a skill point to assign. Your hearing is less affected. You make less noise when breaching. That could be useful. So breaching doors and containers. Try that, saying that again. Takes less time. Breaching doors and containers takes less time, but we need to put 5 points into that. Agile croucher we have. Revitalizing squat. Looter's instincts. You make less noise when looting. That could be good. After a dodge spin roll. Okay, so we can't go up any further that way. You take less fall damage when falling from a non-lethal height. I'm not sure that's going to be massively useful. So let's go. Let's go nimble climber. certainly with my current play style, it's probably better that I can run away quicker. So overall, Ark Raiders, yeah, a lot of hype around it. You can see the appeal, really, is that with Fortnite, it was the Battle Royale element and all the skins, stuff like that, in a big open world map. This takes elements of that. It's a bit more kind of, I suppose, adult. It's got its own identity. These nice, big, well-designed maps. There's enough threat there from the Ark to keep you on your toes, as I've very expertly demonstrated. In terms of other players, as I say, from my experiences... Oh, someone just falling out of the sky. In terms of my experiences, people will pretty much leave you alone. Let's rifle through this because it's just literally falling out of the sky for us. We'll take all of that stuff. Looks like we've got a different gun this time. I think hopefully if we're bad enough and get knocked out enough times, this game will start to take pity on us. So I would assume... It looks like somebody's already been in here, so maybe we don't join... Oh, is that a weapon? Looks like it was. Oh, someone's down. Okay, so it looks like a... Oh. So we'll try.
Don't shoot!
So we don't know whether we're going to get shot in the back of the head at this point, but it does look like there's already been some action around here, because we saw that one of the Ark had been taken down. There was a downed raider as well. So you can see the smoke there in the distance. That's what indicates to us that we got damaged machines. Okay, this is going to attract quite a lot of noise. Okay, that was a bit of work. That should mean there's good stuff in there, right? An Arc power cell, a damaged Arc circuitry. That all looks good to me. Let's take all of that and hope that that other player that just said don't shoot doesn't feel like they want to steal it from us. So because that looks like it's pretty decent loot, let's go and set ourselves to the central swamp.
Head home at the central swamp left.
Doesn't look like it's too far away. Let's try and extract at least once on this series of raids. There's always that temptation to just look for a little bit more. So we're not too far away from the extraction point there. We can afford to have a little look around on the way back, I'm sure. I can hear lots of like weird beeping noises, which makes me a little bit suspicious. The swamps feels like, I mean, we can hear noise off in the background there. The swamps doesn't seem so populated. Old battleground. I'm going to harvest this great mullein, or however you pronounce it. Because because I do think that sells okay actually. As you've probably seen from my previous playthroughs, well actually I'm not sure that I've got a fantastically good shield, but once you've been hit you don't get much time to then heal really before you're knocked out, and once you're knocked out that's it, unless you can crawl to an extract. There's not an awful lot else you can do. And so the key things really are to try and take some cover, but as you've probably also seen, so here's our extract, the AI are pretty good at repositioning. So once we set this off, it's going to create a bit of noise. So we want to take cover because that will attract some arc, I'm sure. And then once it's open, we'll just make a dash for it. So not the most exciting of raids, but sometimes that's what you've got to do. And that's where I've been successful early game, is just basically spawning in, trying to find the nearest extract, and taking what I can and just getting out. Now that it's green, we can go ahead and extract. And there we go. That means that as well as the stuff that we did grab in raid that we're going to take back to our base, we also keep the free loadout. Can't believe that's the first time in these 3 raids that I've got out safely. So you can see there, it just gives you a little bit of a heads up about where you travelled from, and so we can see we got home safely there. You can see that we looted some materials, and we can press triangle to upload that into our stash, and we'll get some XP points for our trouble. And we also got a bonus item there, so we got some cred, or 1 cred and 35 merit items. We still didn't progress our quest because we need to shoot down another arc, so we're moving towards that next reward, which is the hiker backpack. So we'll go and have a look at our workshop. Scrappy, as always, has been out there foraging. And if we have a look at our inventory, I think we're probably getting to the point where we're running out of space to put the items that we did forage. So what we could do is, how many of those did I pick up? We can sell some great mullen. Okay, so it's not worth as much as I thought it was, but that's not worth much either. But they are rare recyclable items, so we should probably keep hold of them. So let's have a look. Probably makes sense to use some materials to unlock these other bits. Let's get our medical lab going. May as well. And the refiner. I think, what else have we got left to unlock? A utility station. So okay, we're making a bit of progress there. My inventory is pretty stacked at the moment. So let's head over to... Let's see what we can make on the medical lab. Herbal bandage, which we just sold that great Mullane, or I presume that's how you pronounce it. So we need some durable cloth. We can make bandages quite easily out of the fabric. And they're going to be useful, so that's good. Do 2 of those. What can we do with the refiner? Okay, so we can make different items there. What else did we... Gear bench. Well, I like the sound of a medium shield. Luton M3 cautious. Okay. Basic tactical, more quick use slots. Slightly lower looting potential. Basic looting. Useful. Gunsmith. Rattlers are pretty good. Although 2 bullets at a time. Deals good damage. Stitcher looks pretty decent. And good grip. What will that attach onto though? So we can attach that onto something that uses medium ammo. Compensator slightly reduces per shot dispersion. So that means it will be more accurate essentially. Extended shotgun mag. Muzzle brake slightly reduces vertical and horizontal recoil, again more accurate. That's not compatible with the Rattler. Shotgun choke. Be good to be able to get some of the stocks, I think. Ooh, that looks interesting. And Renegade. Okay, so we'll end that video there, but I am going to jump straight back into some more raids, but I'll just pick that up as another video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please do give it a thumbs up if you have. Do pop in the comments there if you have picked up Arc Raiders yourself. What are your experiences? What advice can you give me, given that you've seen my skill level now? And yeah, if you could subscribe, we're going to be uploading more content specifically for the near future on Arc Raiders, but there's quite a wide range of content on there across different platforms. Hope to see you in the next one.